professional staff and committed staff and lots of resources. But the culture of the school is such that the children like coming to school.
Share with us Kiara's story and her successes.
Kiara is, I'm going to say, one of many children that I see every day. She stops by my room every day and she says good morning. She has wonderful manners. She has been with us for 18 years. She's been with us since she's been a little girl. And all through the years has just worked very hard to do things that are not very easy to do. She's very compassionate.
Give an example.
I broke my collarbone in December, and every day, yeah, I know, I'm getting too old for these kinds of things.
It's not a good thing.
Every day she made a point of stopping by my office to see how I felt, and she does that with other people as well. So she really cares. She's in many clubs. She's a cheerleader. She is in a styling club. She's a Girl Scout. So she participates and makes sure that her day's full. And there are times she doesn't want to do her work.
Sure.
You know, she's a teenager. So Kiara is just like one of the children in our school. That's just a young lady in our school that is just wonderful. It's a pleasure to know her.
Kurt, with all the activities that go on at the center, it's a perfect lead-in to our next guest, who is the Community Outreach Manager for United Cerebral Palsy, Nassau County, Pat Quinn.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Hi, Pat. How are you?
Hi, Kim. Good. How about you?
Love seeing you. Now, tell us a little bit about the Children's Learning Center. Kurt shared a little bit. What are the rewards and some of the challenges that you face there?
Oh, as Kurt said, it's an absolutely wonderful place. It's a joy to walk through the halls every day. I guess some of the challenges are that we can always use extra funding for our programs. We're constantly striving to improve the programs that we have and to offer even more for the students that go to our school. So fundraising can be a challenge for us, but it's something that we all so strongly believe in, the mission of UCPN and the Children's Learning Center, that on a daily basis we're just inspired to do all that we can to raise those funds.
Pat, share with us your special connection to Teresa's Fun Place, named after my daughter,
Oh, that
Teresa.
was one of my most favorite projects to work on. It was a pleasure. And it continues to be such a wonderful, wonderful spot at the agency. It was back in 2004 that I learned that through the Teresa Roosevelt Foundation, funding was being given to fully revitalize and adapt our outdoor playground and park area. And it was just such a wonderful, wonderful experience for me and for everybody involved. I heard so many nice stories about Teresa, that she brought laughter and smiles to the family and to everyone that she met. And now this Teresa's Fun Place brings joy and happiness to all the students of the Children's Learning Center.
Having fun is what it's all about at Teresa's Fun Place.
For everybody.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about
For the
it.
staff and the students. When I walk through the playground area and I see the kids and the teachers, the aides, everybody involved, there's just laughter, smiles, joy. It's wonderful. And you say to yourself, this is what it's all about. This is why I'm here. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful place and a wonderful experience.
Thank you for those words.
And Kurt, for the one-on-one, is it very important for you to have one-on-one with the kids and hands-on and things like that?
Yes, we work as a team. I want to mention we're getting ready to celebrate our 60th anniversary.
Congratulations.
So we've been doing it for a while. And we all know the children well. We know the little nuances that need to be addressed in order to help them to learn. As Pat was saying, kids learn best when they're having fun, so many of the activities involve things that are high interest and fun activities. If you go down the hall, our faculty will say to the children, good morning, hi Bill, hi Sue, whether they work with them or not. So they get that sense of being important. They get that sense of knowing lots of people, and that helps them as well as in addition to the actual therapeutic and educational programming.
And then what lies ahead for Kiara as she graduates and for children or adults like Kiara?
Yeah, when our students become 18, our social workers will start to meet with the families and start talking about options, and there are options for the children that they can go in many programs. They can go in programs that are sensory type programs. They can go to programs where kids go to college. They can look for work. I think Kiara has made her mind up that she wants to go to our Life Options program, which is one of our adult programs at United Cerebral Palsy of Nassau County. It's a good program. It's a fairly new program and a model program. My understanding is the consumers will pick out their curriculum and pick out what they want to do and what they like, and are able then to follow that curriculum.
How exciting, though.
Yeah, that's terrific. What can I say, Kurt and Pat? We've worked together for many years, and here we are on a family show, sharing a mission we love. I want to say thanks to you and to all your staff at United Cerebral Palsy of Nassau County. We deeply appreciate all that you're doing for those special individuals at your center. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
In a few minutes, we will visit Kiara English's mother, Monique, in our family room. But before that, we want you to meet a few special people in the life of Kiara, and then the amazing Kiara herself. Please watch.
I've been here. I was 1 year old. Now I am 21 years old.
Kiara is a special young woman. I've been working with her for about 2.5 years now. Speech and language therapy, and I've seen her go from a young kind of teenage girl into now this vibrant young woman, who has such great ideas and desires.
Kiara, she has a remarkable personality. Okay, she's always full of smiles. She's very spunky. She's humorous.
She's very helpful. Not too interested. And very funny. Likes to play jokes.
We've been through a lot together. We actually have lots of debates, especially during American Idol season, on who we like the best and who should be eliminated. And she had definite opinions on that, and usually they're totally different from mine, so it makes for a great conversation with her.
She's goal-driven. She loves to tell me what it is that she wants to do in her sessions, and we do follow those demands.
When I first started with Kiara, she was very easily distracted. She would look at, when she was asked to do a task, she wouldn't be able to perform a complete task. She would get sidetracked in the middle, and she would never really complete it. Then one day it just happens that everything just clicks in that you've been working with through all the months, sometimes years, and it just happens, and they get it right, and that's why you're here.
These people right here in front of me, they're like my family to me. I can't explain it to you, but I want to keep in touch with all of y'all. Thank you for having me in my classroom. I love you all. Thank you. I love you all.
We are now joined by Monique English, Kiara's proud mom. Welcome to our family room.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Monique.
Thank you.
Nice to have you.
We're going to spend time today talking about your wonderful daughter. She's so inspirational. And before we get into her story, I would like to share with you my daughter, Teresa, who is also was at United Cerebral Palsy maybe around the time that your daughter was there when she was very little.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to start with taking you back to when your daughter was first born, and share with us your emotions and what happened when you first discovered that she had cerebral palsy.
It was obviously a shock, but Kiara was premature, so we had to have her evaluated because of the prematurity. And thanks to my mom, I have to say thanks to my mother, because she's involved with early childhood intervention, and she advised me to seek help, and just because of the prematurity, and I did, and So at the age of 1, she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. And we had a social worker. Well, I had a social worker who advised me, to get in touch with United Cerebral Palsy, and which we did. And that started the ball rolling. And they provided me with so many different social workers and guidance and information, and that was the first time I've ever really even heard of cerebral palsy.
What changed for you once Kiara was born and diagnosed?
Yeah, my whole life, really. It just. I mean, of course, when you have a kid, it definitely becomes all about the child. But when a child has special needs, then it's a whole nother world, So, and I was a young mother also, so I learned a lot, and we basically grew together, and I learned, and I just basically did everything I needed to do to help Kiara progress and, develop, and so I did those things. And I have to say again, I have to keep going back to my parents, my mother and my father. They were definitely my support, and helping me do things. I was still able to work. I was still, and I had some good advice from some good people at UCP. And
how nice to have your family so close.
Absolutely.
It just makes all the difference. Now, you said something to me the first time that we met about who you are today because of your daughter.
Oh, absolutely. It's 100% because of Kiara. It really is. She was so strong to be so vulnerable, and just to see her to accomplish and to progress and do things, I'm like, if this girl can go over these hurdles, I have to be strong, so I have to be able to go with her. So I'm absolutely everything I am today because of her.
She was a teacher, right?
Absolutely.
Teaching us about life.
Yep.
We're going to talk about Kiara now, that she's 21.
21.
And we're going to do that right after the break.
Okay.
I'm Monsignor Jim McNamara, and I invite you to join me for this reflection. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them. It is to just such as these that the kingdom of God belongs." Then he embraced them and blessed them, placing his hands upon them. Jesus himself commended children to us by both his words and his examples. He showed us how precious children are. They are indeed our most precious possession. With all the medical tests we have today, parents can know beforehand whether their children are healthy or have some disabilities. For parents who want the perfect child, this can be a challenge. But what is a perfect child? If you have ever visited a home for the developmentally disabled, where young adults live, you know how absolutely precious they are, and what beautiful expressions they are of God's love. And when they return that love, it is indeed inexpressible and inestimable. All of us can learn from children with disabilities and from their families. Their dedication is beautiful. It is called unconditional love.
Monique, we're now going to talk about something so exciting. Your daughter is graduating.
Absolutely. Yep.
She's graduating school.
Finally. Yep.
Tell us about that and what lies ahead for Kiara.
Well, of course, we're very excited that she's graduated. We already got a dress.
What color is it? What color?
Ice blue. Okay. We're going for the princess thing. Yeah, she's a grown woman now. She's 21, and
share with us how you feel about this graduation, because this is different than for other families.
Yeah, it's it's a little scary because now she's transitioning into an adult. It's a whole different program now. Now we're in the process of looking for a program for her, as far as maybe a work program or a day program, something to keep her definitely occupied, and maybe she can make a little money on the side.
Right.
Also, Kiara is she wants to move out. You know,
There you go.
Don't they all?
She's had enough of
yes,
mom, huh?
she says you have to let me go. So I'm like, okay.
Are you able to do that?
I don't know, cause like I tell everybody, she's my roommate.
Yeah.
You know, now she's an adult, and
Right.
and you know we live together, and you know she's always been a part of my life.
Yeah.
Always, always, always. So to think about her moving out is, I guess, like any other parent, is, you know,
Scary.
it's scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
You also shared with me earlier that this is like a wedding for her.
You know, I may or may not be able to give my child a wedding, and so it's sort of that kind of theme, but it's just something that's a milestone, a big milestone that she's crossing, I'm crossing,
Right.
and so we want to remember it, and we're going to celebrate it.
Tell us about what options you think Kiara has at this time when she graduates.
We're trying to figure out, you know, what kind of job she can do. She's good at talking, and I told her, if you get by phone, you'll be great. You know, if you can do something by phone.
If she had a choice to do anything, what would Kiara like to do?
Run things. She wants to be in charge.
And probably is.
Absolutely.
That is so wonderful. And how do you get through the days where either you're not having a good day or Kiara's not having a good day?
Well, I mean, you know, I pray a lot, and you know, I mean, it's always a challenge. Every day is a challenge because Kiara needs me so much. So you just kind of go like, this could definitely be worse. That's how I do. When something happens that is challenging or difficult, I always say to myself, it can always be worse, because it has been worse. You know, so we just, you know, we have each other, and we go one day at a time.
That
and
family support.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And your faith,
Yeah, absolutely.
as you mentioned.
Yeah.
And Kiara's had so many achievements. I mean, we see how many things she's done. We see the people from UCP talking about her and how they've touched her. How did she do this in the face of what most people would say are limits or challenges, or, you know, how did she do this? I know a lot of it comes from you and your positive outlook, but how has she done all of this?
You know, Kiara doesn't believe she's disabled.
There you go.
You know,
There you go.
she doesn't believe she's disabled. And I don't know if I told you the story before. It's like we were going inside a restaurant, and a woman had broke her leg, or something happened to her leg, and she was in a wheelchair. Her husband was opening the door for her, and Kiara goes, and I was helping Kiara go into the door, and Kiara goes, "Oh, Ma, well, that's a shame," you know, and she was just temporary in a wheelchair, so I had to say hello, you know, like she just, you know, and her heart bleeds for other people, so she has such a big heart, and she just doesn't believe that she's disabled, and she just goes on life like it is, and I've learned that from her. That's why I always say, it can always be worse, because, you know, here's a child in a wheelchair, always been wheelchair bound, and it's like almost nothing bothers her. And so I learned that from her, that it can definitely always be worse.
I think she learned it from you,
know.
too.
Well,
I think you're being a little modest, too. I think you learned from each other.
Yeah.
Now the planner comes out in me. You had mentioned earlier that it was a shock, and it is for all families to find out that your child will have special needs. What planning have you done or would recommend for people to be aware of?
Definitely, well, the guardianship.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Now, a guardianship is where you go to court and you are appointed the legal guardian.
Right.
And most parents think that they're the legal guardian for life.
Right.
But when your child reaches age 18 in New York,
right,
you don't have control.
Right.
Unless you go into court,
right,
and become the legal guardian.
Absolutely. So, and Kiara is very boisterous. So if something really happened to her that she may not understand, and she just, like, if she needs to have surgery or something, and she may not understand that she needs it, and she just doesn't want it, you know, she can say, I don't want it, and no one can touch her. And that's where me, as her guardian or as her advocate, try, you know, to let her make her understand that this is something that is necessary, and it's not just about the want, it's something that's needed.
Right.
And you know, I have to be the advocate for her to take care of that. And
absolutely, at all times.
So at all times. So you know, someone has to, and no one can do it better than I can.
There you go. And so you get appointed legal guardian to be able to continue to do that.
Right.
Maximizing government benefits is so important.
Right.
Because how do you pay for all of this?
Right. Right.
And so that's another aspect of planning that would be important.
Right. Absolutely.
And then having a last will and testament, you know, and, you know, just having a plan for what lies ahead.
Yeah, so true, because, you know, I worry about if I'm not here. Mm-hmm. You know, our parents are they're always there for Kiara, and they're always there for me, but, you know, if I'm not here, if they're not here or something, you know, what happens to Kiara after that? That's definitely a big concern. And,
sure. Well, I just want to thank you for sharing your daughter with us today.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting me, you know, be able to tell our story.
And we're looking forward to the party.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Okay.
We'll all look forward to the party.
Yeah.
Just an incredible story of success. Yeah. And she is so inspirational, and thank you so much for sharing her with Family Comes First.
Thank you for letting me.
Thank you. Stay tuned with more to come on Family Comes First.
Vincent J. Russo and Associates, Long Island Signature Special Needs Law Firm, now has 4 offices throughout Long Island.
In dealing with my son's future, we had to be certain that once we are not here, that my son will be cared for and maintained.
We trust you so much and your firm so much that we would choose you as trustees for our son, not only for his special needs trust, but also for our own will and estate.
It's very frightening to a parent to know your kids are still vulnerable. When you go to Vincent J. Russo and he plans to see that your child's needs are met through adulthood and maturity, it gives you a tremendous peace of mind as a parent.
Children with special needs deserve special care. At my law firm, we can help you plan for your child's future.
We're here to help you with the compassion and sensitivity that you and your children deserve.
Kiara's story has brought a few smiles and perhaps a few tears to all of us, but it's those very smiles and tears from which we draw hope and new beginnings, through understanding, compassion, love, and a great support system. Kiara thrives as a remarkable young woman with a wonderful future ahead of her. The English family and UCPN have taught us that with every new challenge, we find new ways to live with faith and hope for a better tomorrow.
Very well said, Vincent. Well, today we certainly learned that the Children's Learning Center at United Cerebral Palsy of Nassau County is a vitally important and caring organization, making a huge difference in the lives of children and adults with special needs. Kiara English, certainly a wonderful example of its achievements. Their work helps us to remember that quality of life, education, personal growth, and development are inherent in our very human dignity.
Today's show certainly teaches us to treat everyone with dignity and to reach out and help those who have special needs. There are resources for families. Together, we can make a difference.
See, now that's the perfect way to end tonight's show. When it comes to resources, it's important to invite our television audience to visit these 2 websites for more information on special needs: www.ucpn.org and www.vjrussolaw.com. Have a great day, Vincent.
Have a great day, Kim. And remember, family truly does come first.